Yep. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Glasses on for this one. I think I'm down at the secret Hammond UK Groove Laboratory in Eastbourne, just off the A22. It's Bonus, of course it's Bonus since 1976, and Tony White has asked me to come and have a look at the XK7. In fact, development XK7, in fact, first human, apart from Tony, to have a look at it in the country, so I'm honoured and very grateful and very pleased. I thought what I would do before I get this into my studio is to do the music shop review that you all love and know, or hate and know, and just show you what I see as I come up to it. So we've got a level, we've got a sound level, and then Tony's nicked off. He's left me to it. Fingers crossed I've got it all sorted, but he's very kindly let me have his cameras and all these bits and bobs, and a couple of my cameras as well. Hope this works out okay. So let's settle down and have a look at the XK7. There you go. Heritage there, right? Heritage of the 5 is there. Heritage of the 3C. Heritage of the 3 as well. When the 3 came out, we were talking about its heritage with the C3, and now this looks and feels has a way through. You know, you can get through to the 3, can't you? So we know where everything is if you know your Hammond Suzukis. So this screen's got bigger. That's nice. Looks a bit like the XK4 screen and some of the SK stuff. Your manuals are there. That's lovely. You know where that is. You got your percussion. I still think they should be the big rocker switches off the C3, but where are you going to put them? Kind of everything. Where would you keep it? So fair enough. And they moved the parametric up here a little bit because there's a load of nonsense over here that we want to have a look at. Come back to that. Down here, this looks very similar to the XK5 with the transpose. Bypass lets you start, and you've got some extra bits here as well. You've got key click and leakage, and then 3 knobs and 3 buttons that you can assign. Hooray! Fans of the XK3C will love that. I was very sad when that went away. I always used to have, funnily enough, I used to have key click on the assignable section there. Hey, so let's have a bit of a bash then. So what have we got? We've got a preamp section here, no valves anymore. I'm not really sure what the valve really did on the 5, but it gave a nice little glow, didn't it? You got preamp section there with drive and output level. Output level is useful actually because you used to turn it up the drive and then have to go over here to turn the master volume down. That makes a bit of sense, I think. It looks like you've got 2 sets of effects. Great, really needed that. Let's get into the 21st century. And also 2 parameters. So those of you that were talking to me about ring modulators, Andy particularly, and saying, wouldn't it be great to be able to adjust both parameters instead of having to go into the screen here and do a little whirly wheel? Absolutely right, absolutely right. So that's good. So it'd be good to see what those effects are as well. Then you've got a reverb as well. I'll do the reverb off, the preamp off. Okay, usual things apply. Yes, they do. So you press the button and it takes it to the section that you want to be at. We'll have a look at percussion and all that in the bit. I've had a word with Tony and we've actually dialed those down from the standard percussions anyway. Percussion, and you know my little thing about Vibrato Chorus and percussion tend to be a bit demo version when you first get one of these things, but we've dialed them down a little bit to give them a bit more subtlety, I think. Okay, well let's just whiz through the drawbars, shall we, and see how we're going with that. Everything feels natural. You know, I just went over there to the preamp section to knock the reverb off, or to knock the overdrive off. So that in the little stops, yeah, that's very C3, that is. And I guess the leakage there, lot, little. Where would you put the leakage? That seems too much. And these knobs centre, which is quite nice there. They just centre so that when it's really dark and you're gigging, you can feel where the centre is. I really like that. I think I'd have the leakage down a bit. Let's have 56 leakages. little bit cold in here, so but you're not here to critique my playing. You're not here to critique my playing. Key click. Key click high is handy because then you can turn it up. You do all that nonsense if you want, and then you could take it back down again. If you want to restore harmony and balance. Okay, so let's stick on the drawbars. They're very bright, aren't they? Very bright. Like it. Well, we're going to Leslie in a minute, and that's going to make a difference. Shall we go into drawbars and see what we can do there? Organ. Yes, drawbars down the bottom. Nice little left-right page function as well. Now you've got a bigger screen. That's quite handy, so you can go down the bottom there. So you've got tone wheel. Of course you have. What else you got? Mellow. Yeah, okay. A Vox VX you got. So just these two. Suppose you'd have that on stop, wouldn't you? Far fever. I always used to say FARF. What does that stand for? And everyone used to have a go at me and tell me what it was. I know what it stands for. Yeah, okay, far fever, very nice. We've got the reverb off at the moment. Ace, well that's good then, because it's, you know, ace, isn't it? And that's ace. And that Elmwood pipe, okay. I will put reverb on for that, shove everything on top, because why wouldn't you? I always do that. It's great, isn't it? I learnt that in 1983, I think, and I couldn't even tell you if I'm playing the right key or not, but it's just nice, isn't it? Okay, and then we run out, then we go back to tone wheel. Okay, so with tone wheel, we've got key leakage, we've got a key click and leakage, that's fine. Got the amp over here. So shall we work our way up towards the amp section? Well, let's do the percussion. Why not? You should know how it works by now, but there you go. You've got a clicky note that fades away, that sits on top of that note. And you'll notice I've dialed it. I spoke to Tony and we dialed it down. Have I mentioned Hammond? Have I mentioned Bonners have let me here? Bless them. That's fantastic. So fair play to those guys. And if you want them, if you want one of these in England, these are the guys to get them off. Of course, I think they're the only distributor, to be fair. If you want to ask me any questions, I will answer them the best I can as well. And if you want to buy me a coffee, patreon.com, Nick Foley UK. Of course it is. Coffee's flat white, so I've got one in me at the moment. I'm all buzzing. So that's how it comes out of the box. I think it's quite viscous, so I'm going to go down a bit. I feel that feels nicer to me, but let's have a look at soft, fast. I don't waste too much time on that because it's exactly where you want it to be. I think everyone has nailed percussion now. Click's massive. Do you reckon I've got that just a little bit too quiet for the demo? Lovely, lovely. Everything's exactly what you want from it. Still on stop. Love it. So, percussion is as we know and love it from the C onwards, from the red keyboards, from the Hammonds. These guys also sell red keyboards, so it doesn't matter. Not that there's anything going on. Yeah, there's nothing going on here. I've just been invited to play it, which I'm very pleased to do. I'm a paying customer like everybody else, sadly. So types of, maybe we're going to types of tone wheel. There usually is one. Let's try and find it. Intuitive, right? Because here's me just kind of working it through, as it were. Right, custom tone wheel set to F1. Let's go and have a listen to the tone wheels. F2. F3. Called an A102, that is. L112. Does sound like an L. I'm very aware we haven't done anything with the Leslie yet. You bear with me. Okay, so and you got upper U and F, so F probably sounds like full and U sounds like upper perhaps, but very, very nice. Then you've got the key click there for upper and lower. That's very nice too. Let's not distract myself there. So we're going across, haven't we? I think before we get to effects, maybe we need to go down here to the dreaded Leslie. I say dreaded because no one's really been able to pull it off, have they? I've got a 3300 at home, which I run through, which is superb, no doubt about that. But I've got a ventilator, which I'm sort of slowly falling out of love with, if I'm honest. So I'm very interested to see if I could gig this. The challenge will be, can we gig this keyboard without a Leslie, if we required? And we'll talk about prices and we'll talk about structure in a bit as well, because I think that's important too. So let's have a listen of the Leslie. Very nice, and the bass might be a little bit slow on the fall and a bit voluminous for a rock band scenario, but certainly for church and jazzing and stuff like that, it's really nice. It doesn't sound bad, does it? Let me have a quick. Can I have a quick noodle? Do you mind? I'll have There's your problem. It's set to gentle. Who on earth requires that? So set to 122 gentle. So let's have a look at what we've got. 122 gentle. Then we can go 122 wild. Thank you. Oh, there's 122 hot. There's more than wild. Excuse the cold fingers. It's early. It's early. We've got 122 B stop, so that's going to be Memphis style, I imagine, with a bass rotor that's going to be stoppies. So let's get the overdrive off properly for that. I guess somebody wants that. Right, tall and small boys and bits and bobs. This is a 31H. I don't know what a 31H sounds like, I have to say. I've never really come across one. So, sweet. nicely, nicely. 147 gentle. Aren't these drawbars bright up here? Yeah? Strong. I'm gonna mess with the rise and fall speed, I think, because oh, there's foot pedal on the floor. It does it. Thank you. Because I think by the time it's going, I'm coming out of a chorus, I want to be into reverse with the slow come down. So on my 3300, I adjust it a little bit, get the screwdriver out so that the fall time's quite quick. 147 wide. I thought it would be. Oh, that sounds amazing. That's really nice, isn't it? That's really nice. 145 gen. I got a 145. Gig with the 145. It's physically boxy and it sounds a bit boxy, but it fits the rock bands quite nicely. It does sound like my 145. I want to see the word wild. I do. That sounds very much like my I mean, that sounds really good. Oh, PR40, I guess we have overdrive off for that, and we're just going to go. Very nice, very nice. Remind me to talk about the form factor. I'm going to do that after I've done this section over here, because I think that's quite important too. So over here, right, here we go. Let's get ourselves back onto, what do you do? 1, 2, 2, wild. Why not? I love how much power there is in these top drawbars. The foldback is big in this one. Well, we are with overdrive. Let's have a look where we are with overdrive. We've got a section here. As always with Hammond Suzuki products, you press the button and it takes you to the setting. I think it's great. Here's a picture of a preamp by the looks of it. And you can check the gain there. You can check the tone of the preamp. So let's have a look at that. See the little visualization there. Subtle, very subtle. Output level is that button there. As always, you can have the overdrive going up progressively on the volume pedal if you've got one of these, the XP 100 pedals, or you can have it flat out and have the volume going up or not. Presence. Hard to tell on here. And hysteresis, which I'm out. Never really worked out how that's worked. So we've got an overdrive sound. That's probably too far, isn't it? If it's trying to be a PR028, then that doesn't drive that far. I know why it's going that far, because if you put it on stop, you can do your... Yeah. I get it. But we probably didn't... That's not where the overdrive came from, I don't think, or that level of overdrive came from. Came more from high watts and Marshalls and stuff like that. But you've got that emulation there. So I think... forgotten I'm not going through a real Leslie. That's not bad. So there's a sweet spot to find, I think. You know what's coming, don't you? wonder if I can get that. That's about right, I think. There's two parts to this. I mean, I wouldn't send that much drive if I was going to go into my 3300, not at all. But we're not doing that, so we've got to find a way through. And I think the overdrive is as good, or if not better. It's certainly different to the 5, but in a good way. And having the output level there is really handy as well. Clearly, the Leslie is much improved from the 4 and from the 5. Wasn't a great fan of the Leslies going through the Hammond Suzuki range, if I'm honest with you. But this is without a doubt the best one so far, and would probably lend me to leave my ventilator at home, I think. Yeah, I think so. We're going to go do a couple of effects, then we're going to have a little bit of chat around the press that's knocking around this thing, because there isn't a manual really available for it yet, but there's some press bits and bobs. About the configuration, how it sits, what stands it can use, all those bits and bobs, the differences between the 7 single there and over here as well. But let's go through the effects. So, dual parameters on the in real time, that's great. Hold the button, it says upper and lower. And you have some effects. You have tremolo, wah, ring mod, and compressor on this effect. So, it's nothing like you wouldn't expect here. Yeah, okay. Yep. I've never used it. I am going to start using that live on the 5 and maybe on the 7 if I buy one. I'm going to buy one, aren't I? We'll come back to that. Wah. Now the wah is depends on what volume pedal you've got, and this isn't the volume pedal. So if you've got the EXP100F or whatever, you can wah it like you would a wah pedal. This will be set to manual, so it's going to be a bit odd. Sounds like something you'll never use, but I have actually used it on a couple of things. Unbelievably so, but I really have. So we've got, what have we got now? Ring modulation on the 2 as well. Thank you to people like Andy who gave me this advice that I gave on to Hammond UK, and maybe it was you, mate, that made it appear here. But now you've got ring modulation that you can run either on the expression pedal, which we don't have, as we know, or manually. Vicious. Trust me, it does have its uses in the right place. Okie dokie, moving on. Compressor. Ooh. That's interesting. Because the compressor is going to bring all the click up, all the other bits and bobs. So I don't know how much we need it to do that. It makes it very sharp there, doesn't it? I wonder that might be quite good for my my naughty business. Hang on. Okay, the answer is a fair bit. It's really quite smart. That's really nice. Okay, fair enough. Compressor, and then we're out. So that's all we've got there. 4 effects, really. Okay, let's hope effects 2 has got a different set of effects. Yes, it has. So effects 2 looks like it's going to be modulation, isn't it? There's a chorus if you want one. Not fully sure why you would want a chorus, but there you are. What else we got? Flanger. Oh God, what an awful sound I've made out of that. Sorry. Yeah, okay, very nice. I've not used them before, I must say, these choruses and flangers on here. Phaser, maybe. Oh, hang on a minute. Can't we use that with a tremolo and get a... Yeah, we can. That's pretty nice, isn't it? That's pretty good. I can see what that's doing there. And then auto pan. The wave is called Dull Square, which was my nickname at college. Very, very nice. I'm on stop, of course. Oh, very good, very good. So the effects section is improved. You can layer two onto each other. One effects is on all the time. The one you can have it onto upper and lower, as well as the preamp, which isn't the drive that how I think about overdrive. It's a different part of the chain really there. And then reverb, I guess. Let's just do reverb. So you've got reverb, reverb delay, and reverb and delay. You've got a tap. That's nice. I do know people who use the delay here. I never really have live. Seems to be a bit of a mess when I do it, but the key click's still right up, haven't I? And so I think we've gone, haven't we, from over here all the way over there. Gone through the big screen, which is lovely. I don't know if we've done the... Let's just quickly do the choruses. The choruses are... Now, I've already wound this down, having spoken to Tony about it, because the choruses are always a bit too high, I think, when they come out of the box. They're in show mode, you know. That's a C3. Beautiful. Well, that's just, I mean, everyone's nailed that, really. I think when it comes to percussion and chorus and vibrato, everyone's pretty much nailed that, and they got it sounding very good now, I would say. So here we are. So here it is. It all looks familiar. It looks the same size as the XK5, doesn't it? Where they put the writing, I'm not sure, but that's none of my beeswax. It's very sturdy. There's no doubt about that. It seems like it's sturdier than my 5, I feel. It sits on an XK5 and an XK3 stand. That's one of the questions that people keep asking me. Does it work on the stand? Are those, what, lugs, would you call it? Are those lugs in the same place? Yes, they are in the same place. So all is good in the world there. You'll see you've got the single manual here as well. Well, first of all, see I don't know if you can see the difference there. The 5C, there's no pilot light anymore on the base of the bottom manual, which is a shame. I like the pilot light. It was in the wrong place, wasn't it? We know it should be there, but it was there on that one. It's not there now. That's gone. Quite right too. Really not needed. Maybe it was a throw over from the 3, the lower manual for the 3, which made you knew if it was connected if that light came on properly. And there is a 1/4-inch jack headphone socket at the front here, which is probably the correct place to be instead of around the back or underneath as was. I noticed that on the single manual 5, you've got 3 sign. And on here, you've got 3 button sign, 3 knob sign, and the condition. That's the key click and the leakage. I know that on the first and second, that's where your key click and leakage is. Pretty sturdy, pretty well made, good form factor. Some things we need to go through now. Let's go through the contact system, right? This is a lot of people talking about this. So what did we have on the 5? Was it 4 contacts? Was it 4 contacts? This has got 6 contacts, but has it got 9? Well, it's got 3 virtual contacts as well, so there's 9 in there, but there's 6 on the buzz bar as well. So let's do the quiet bit. Beautiful, isn't it? I mean, I like that. Come in at different times. It does make a difference. It does make a difference. And this key bed is pretty good for that too. Loving those contacts. That really does work. That really does do something. So very impressed with that. Right, I suppose we ought to go and talk to some of my friends here. So I've had some friends ask me some questions. Jean-Philippe Bondi, XK5 comparison is the subject, including multi-contact behaviour and Leslie Sim. Great. Well, we've done the contacts. We've done Leslie Sim quite quickly. It is of the heritage of the 5. You can feel that, definitely. People are concerned about the price point. This is Hammond Suzuki. They're happy to sell as many as they want to, I think. But we can keep the price down by using the same stand as well. And I think the 3 stand is better than the 5 stand, if I'm honest with you. Those in the UK that are familiar with the Chuckle Brothers, setting up the 5 is a little bit complicated sometimes, but that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I think the price was around £6,000, £6,000 in the UK, something like that. Will it come down in price? Inevitably. When? I don't know, but inevitably it will. I feel like it's worth it. I was going to say that, wasn't I? But I feel like it is. You can feel the improvements. They've pushed into all the corners like a Honda NSX, haven't they? They've made every little bit just a little bit better. The Leslie sounds great. It's a difficult line, and if you make the Leslie too good, you won't sell any Leslies. And the Leslie company is the Hammond company. But I have to say, that's probably, I'm going to say that's the best Leslie Sim I've heard at the moment. Better than my vent. I've fallen out of love with my ventilator, I have to say, and better than some of the red ones, right? And and we haven't been fallen down the path of having this muddy sort of lower middle sound as well that a lot of the red ones have got that I personally don't like, but many people do, of course. Moving on, Alf, how are you? Please scrutinise the top end with all drawbars out and the Leslie mod compared to the 5. So I guess we're going to go. That's Unwanted Too Wild, which is, wild. Let's go to 147 Gentle for you. How nice was that? Hope that helps a little bit. C3 chorus with slow and fast Leslie for Christian. So here we go, C3, Leslie on slow. Brutal upper drawbars are fantastic, aren't they? That's a real improvement, that is up there. The big question, is there enough improvement over the XK5 to justify the extra cost? Well, what is the extra cost? Well, it depends what you can sell your XK5 for, I reckon. I mean, they're still going for sale new, aren't they, at the moment, for about £5 grand, something like that. I reckon you could get 2 for it, second hand. So you are looking at 4,000 quid to buy a new one of these, and there aren't any second hand ones available. In fact, this is the first one in the country. Have I thanked Hammond UK and Bonners for inviting me over? I hope I have. And you can thank me as well if you want to. Patreon.com, Nick Foley UK. You can buy me a cup of coffee. I do need a cup of coffee at the moment. Just viewing this is thanks enough, of course. So does it justify the cost? Yeah, probably. I think if you're on stage, people might not be able to tell the difference, perhaps, but we can. I can. It certainly plays better. We need to talk about the keys in a second. We'll come to that. Travis Nielsen, explore the alternative organs. I have done that, thank you. The combo organs, Vox, Face and Ace Tone. Travis, Ace Tone, thank you very much. I would like to know the ranges of the semitone transpose. Elijah, okay, here we go then. Of the, you wanted, okay. It's 6, so it's semitone transpose and it's octave 6 as well. So it's plus or minus 6 is your answer. Noel, I'd like to hear a 4-finger chord in the highest octave with the drawbars fully engaged. I want that screaming B3 sound. Screaming. Let's go to 1, 4, 2, hot. I guess we're after this kind of... Hey! Said it was cold out, didn't I? Okay, so thank you for everyone who chatted to me there. Right, let me just do this bit. The keyboard, the key is longer apparently than anywhere else because you can do the that fella. Now I've always done it like that anyway. The Jimmy Smith one apparently was down here. Oh, and you can do it. Okay, so what this all means, this length of this key thing for the better weighting, what it means, it doesn't get tighter or harder at the front here. It's the same, it will get tighter sort of here, but you don't have to play it there. So that means you can play that up here. So you move your hand. Oh, it really makes a big difference. That's quite incredible. Right up here, right up here. Makes it easy to play up there. That's quite impressive. I mean, that's something, you know, did you know you needed that? I do now. I don't know how I'm going to deal without having that at the moment. So the press kit, here's the press kit. Virtual Electro Mechanical sound engine. So apparently it's a different engine to the XK4, which I'm pleased with. It's an evolution on the 5, and they've kept that all the way through, which is really nice. It's not samples anymore, I don't believe. It is... it's this virtual electrical thing, which is a game changer. It does sound more flowing, a bit more fluid. I can't really explain it, but it's easier to play. The keys are more positive. There's no false strike. Don't know how they've done that, but it's a very positive keyboard as well. Pretty sweet. 6 watt for contacts. We have gone into that. So there we are here. Beautiful, really, really nice. Improved authentic 2-style manual playing field. Yeah, of course, yeah, of course it. Gotta be careful. Oh, pretty poor. Enhanced Leslie simulator, absolutely lovely. 11-pin Leslie connector. Well, we all have those, don't we? I think we all have those from the 3 onwards. I certainly used it in the 3 and the 5. And now I am. Transistor organ, combo sounds, full pipe organ. Yes, that's all there. We know that's there. We've had a bit of a look through that. We're quite impressed with those. Designed to be used with the multi-contact pedal board. Good luck with that. Hope you really enjoy that. That's nice. USB backups and MIDI integration. Well, you know, on my 5, if I press the B flat and I take these out, then I'm running MIDI and I'm running it to another computer, to main stage actually, and playing piano sounds and other sounds on the bottom, which is really good, really effective. So I will be doing that when I get this. There's also a section to record what you play as well. So you can actually record it to a flash drive or a USB drive, but we hadn't done that before, so we didn't want to chance it today. So we just left it as was. So is there anything else that you want to know? Anything else you want to know from me? I'll have a quick look through. The XK7 is the single manual. Ta-da! XK7D is the dual manual. It's one piece now. You don't screw it together. It's one thing, which is brilliant. Everyone loves the rotary and connectivity. Everyone loves the multi-contact. I certainly do. And the virtual electromechanical thing. More than just a B3, it says. Well, nicely said, more than just a B3. God, it's a C3, isn't it? But hey, whatever. But you're right, you've got the combo and the pipe organs and the other bits and bobs. And it feels incredible. I mean, it really does feel incredible. I was talking to Tony when we were having a cup of coffee this morning. The things that he finds particularly great about it, well, they are the same as me. You can position the Leslies. Now, there's a screen somewhere. It'd be great if I could find it. But frankly, I wouldn't even know where to start. Oh, it might be down there. Let's try. Animation? Oh, I suppose so. But there's a picture of a Leslie, and you can move the microphones in and out and away and stuff like that, which is quite nice to get the sound that you really like. He loves the Tonewheel modelling system, which I do too. Layering the multi-effects, super. More of that, please. That's great. And the large screen. And the compatibility with the stands and the foot switches and expression pedals. So this is about keeping the price down. And Bonners sell many different cases and all that kind of stuff. You know, really, you know, Hammond UK now flick straight over to Bonners. You know that's the people behind the franchise in the UK, but they're doing it well. They're doing it really well. Okay, so I think we've got to the end of the day. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you've enjoyed this, and if there's anything you want me to go through again for you, or do something a bit better or a bit more isolated, so you can get a good look and a feel for it. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen and heard today. I think it's been pretty fantastic. Would I buy one? Yeah, I would. I would buy one. Definitely. Am I going to? Yeah, don't tell Tony. But I will. I'll hammer him down as best I can. Superb device. This is the demo one. This is the first one in the country at the moment. They're on order. They'll be coming in to Bonners, Hammond UK soon. Do go and hit them up and see what you can do with them. Mention my name. It's always good. If you liked what you've heard today, please give me a thumbs up and a like and a subscribe. And don't forget me on Patreon, Nick Foley UK. You can get me a cup of coffee. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, folks. I hope this has been good. I'll speak to you later. Thanks.